In the Business Edge today, Fritz Golman steps in now with tips on how to improve your corporate culture.
Joining us is Dr. David Rodriguez. He's the Chief Human Resources Officer at Marriott INTERNATIONal. He and his team oversee 700,000 people in 7,000 properties all around the world, 129 countries. And he's got some insights into corporate culture. Dr. Rodriguez, thanks for joining us today.
Great to join you today, Fritz.
How do you define corporate culture, and what do you mean by timeless core values?
You know, culture is essentially about the beliefs that people have about what's expected and valued at their company. When I visit our hotels, I make it a point to just walk around and ask our associates, what's it like to work here? And what I'm listening for is, what are they experiencing on a day-to-day basis? And, what's the health of the culture, the local culture there? Core values are really a direct expression of what the company is signaling is considered right and wrong. For example, at Marriott, one of our core values is to put people first in every single business decision and action. It was true at the outset of our company over 90 years ago, and something that we adhere to across the 129 countries in which we do business today.
It certainly seems like a lot of companies don't think about corporate culture, unfortunately, until it's too late.
Culture is almost like the air we breathe. You really don't think about it until you're in a toxic environment, and then it's almost too late. I think the other reason is, we train managers to be focused on measurement. What gets measured gets done is a phrase you hear all the time. And, culture doesn't lend itself easily to measurement. So it takes a lot of courage on the part of leaders, a conviction to want to run the company a certain way, and also a recognition that not everything that's of value lends itself easily to measurement. And culture, can often be one of those things.
Why should corporate culture matter to me if I'm not the owner or the CEO and I'm just a line employee, or on the flip side, if I am the CEO or the boss?
It matters a great deal. If you think about it, for most companies, their biggest expense line is human capital. It's the wages and benefits for the people that produce and sell their products. And, if you have a toxic culture, one, for instance, where people are hesitant to speak up, I can almost guarantee you're not going to have the most innovative environment at all. So make no mistake, to get the best return on your investment in talent, you have to have a healthy culture in which people can thrive. Similarly for employees, you want a culture that supports you as you look to excel and to grow your career. So culture matters, and it matters a great deal.
Can you tell us what makes great corporate culture?
I would say there are three ingredients to having a great company culture. First of all, leaders have to not just espouse core values, they have to live those core values, both in their personal behavior, but also in the decisions they make about company policies and procedures. Things like the compensation system and what gets rewarded becomes very important. The second thing I would say is almost the hardest thing for leaders, and that's to have the courage to let go a bit and frankly empower employees to express core values in a way that resonates most with them, to create the culture. Why is that important? Because that means that across the different cultures, we're in 129 different countries, for instance at Marriott, across generations, you're allowing people to express a culture in a way that resonates with them, and in that way, they continue to keep it fresh and relevant. So again, releasing control of the culture, letting your employees express those core values, I think is very important. And then, very importantly, the third thing I would say is it's important that your core values be based on fundamental human needs. At Marriott, that would be opportunity. Every human being wants the opportunity to live a better life. Everyone wants community, to be surrounded by healthy relationships. And everybody wants to work for a company that has a sense of purpose and a noble purpose in society. So it's important that your culture be based on these timeless human needs And again, that ensures that your culture will be sustainable over time.
So last question, where can people find more information if they're looking for additional insights and tips on this?
Quite a few places. We actually post quite a bit of information on Marriott.com/careers. On YouTube, you can go to Marriott Careers, and we have quite a bit of material there that's relevant. I blog quite frequently, as does Bill Marriott, our executive chairman, and Arne Sorensen, our CEO. So on LinkedIn, you can find our blogs. And by the way, there's a great book by a professor at Georgetown, Christine Porath. It's called Mastering Civility, and it gets at the heart of how to ensure you don't flow into a toxic culture.
Dr. David Rodriguez, who's the Chief Human Resources Officer at Marriott International, thank you for joining us.
My great pleasure.
Check out businessfirstam.com to find out where to see our entire show. And don't forget to like, follow, and share Business First AM.